Let me tell you something, friend. Most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they never do what they know. You see, the cemetery is full of dreams that never got off the ground. Not because they weren't possible, but because someone was waiting for the right time, the perfect plan, or a little more confidence. The truth is, there's a great big gap between knowing and doing, and that's where most dreams disappear. But here's the good news. If you've got the courage to take one small step today, you can cross that gap. You can move from wishing to winning, from hoping to happening. So buckle up, because today we're not just going to talk about dreams. We're going to start walking toward them. Friends, have you ever wondered why so many people know what to do, but still never do it? We live in a world bursting with information. Books, podcasts, seminars, motivational quotes, you name it. You can Google your way to success, health, happiness, and wealth in 10 seconds flat. But let me ask you something. If knowing was enough, wouldn't everyone be fit, rich, confident, and living their dream life right now? The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because there's a gap, a wide, dark, dangerous gap between knowing and doing. And that gap, my friend, is where most dreams vanish. That's where the someday people live. You know them. They're always saying, someday I'll start that business, yeah, someday I'll write that book, someday I'll get in shape. But here's the catch. Someday is not a day on the calendar. I've met brilliant people with beautiful ideas, but they're still stuck because they never took that first step. They keep waiting for confidence before they move. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You've got to move to make momentum. See, you can't steer a parked car. You can polish it. You can wash it. You can talk about where you'd like to go. But until you turn the key and get rolling, you're not going anywhere. And life, my friend, rewards movement. The people who win in life aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who do the most with what they know. They fall, they stumble, they learn, and they rise again. They close that gap one action at a time. And if you can close that gap in your life and between what you know and what you do, you'll unlock every dream you've ever had. Because success doesn't live in your head, it lives in your habits. You know, I've met people who can talk for hours about their dreams. Big dreams, beautiful dreams. They've got vision boards, goal lists, fancy planners. They've got it all written down. But there's just one small problem. They're waiting for the dream to come true on its own. They're waiting for the right time, the right feeling, the right opportunity. They say, when I feel ready, I'll start. But let me tell you something. If you wait for perfect timing, you'll spend your whole life waiting. Dreams don't work unless you do. You can pray for it, wish for it, hope for it, but until you get up and go after it, it's just a fantasy. You can't wish yourself to the top of the mountain. You've got to climb. Too many people are sitting at the bottom of the mountain, looking up, talking about how beautiful the view must be from the top. But the climbers, the doers, they're up there taking in the view while everyone else is still talking about it. You see, every dream has a price tag, and that price is effort, consistency, and sacrifice. You can't make deposits of laziness and expect withdrawals of success. You can't stay asleep and expect your dreams to come true. If you want to live your dream, you've got to wake up and work. The distance between who you are and who you want to be is not measured in miles, it's measured in effort. Every single day you've got a choice. You can either sit with your dreams or you can stand up and chase them. And here's the beautiful part. Once you start doing, momentum kicks in. You take one step and the next one becomes easier. You build confidence, strength, and faith through movement. Every small step tells your dream, I'm coming for you. So if you've got a dream burning in your heart, don't bury it under excuses. Don't let fear talk you out of your future. The dream will meet you halfway, but you've got to move toward it. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Remember, the dream doesn't need more wishing. It needs more working. So stop waiting for the stars to align. Get up, roll up your sleeves, and start shining where you stand. Because when you do the work, the dream starts working for you. Let's talk about the real reason most dreams never see daylight. Fear and excuses. Fear whispers in your ear, "What if you fail?" Excuses answer back, "Maybe tomorrow." And while those two sit around talking, your dream quietly slips out the back door. You see, fear is sneaky. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just suggests, it says, "You're not ready," or "You don't know enough," or "You're not like them." And before you know it, you're sitting on the sidelines of your own life, watching somebody else live the dream that was meant for you. Excuses are fear's best friends. They sound smart, they sound reasonable, but they're liars dressed in logic. They tell you why now is not the time, why you're too young, too old, too tired, too busy, too something. But here's the truth. Every excuse builds a wall between you and your potential, and the more you repeat them, the stronger that wall becomes. Some people have built a whole mansion out of excuses, with a roof of regret and a foundation of fear. They keep decorating it with what ifs and some days, wondering why they're not moving forward. Let me tell you something. You can't live your best life while living in the house of excuses. You've got to pack up and move out. Fear will always be there. It's part of the journey, but courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you move anyway. It means you step into the unknown, trembling if you have to, but stepping forward all the same, because action is the only antidote to fear. Every time you act, fear loses power. Every time you delay, fear grows stronger. You want to close the gap between knowing and doing? Start by telling fear, "You can ride with me, but you're not driving anymore." Because the moment you take control, fear turns from a wall into a window, and through that window, you'll see everything you're capable of. So stop feeding fear with excuses. Start starving it with action. Take that first step, even if it's shaky, because progress may be uncomfortable, but regret will break your heart. Remember, fear and excuses may build the gap, but faith, courage, and action are the tools that close it. Let me tell you something, friend. Anybody can be fired up for a day. Anybody can hit the gym once, read a book once, pray once, work hard for a week, and call it effort. But that's not what changes your life. One burst of energy won't carry you to your dream. Consistency will. Intensity is easy. Anybody can be passionate for a moment. But consistency, that's where the real champions are made. Consistency is showing up when you don't feel like it. It's doing the right thing even when nobody's clapping. It's getting up again after life knocks you flat. Think about it. A drop of water doesn't look powerful, but let it fall on the same stone over and over again, and it carves a mark that even a hammer can't make. That's consistency. Small, steady actions that break through mountains over time. You don't get strong lifting a weight once. You don't build trust in a day. You don't grow a business from one idea. Success isn't built in a single sprint. It's built in a marathon of ordinary days done extraordinarily well. Most people quit not because they can't, but because they don't stay long enough to see the fruit of their labor. They plant the seed, water it for a week, and then walk away when they don't see a tree. But life doesn't work like that. You've got to stay in the ground long enough for your roots to grow. You may not see progress every day, but every day you show up, you're building strength, character, and belief. Every day you show up, you're closing the gap between what you know and what you do. Every day you show up, you're telling the world, I'm still in the game. Remember, motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you moving when the feeling fades. Because the truth is, you won't always feel inspired, you won't always feel confident, but if you keep showing up day after day, step after step, eventually results will replace the need for motivation. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't conquer your dream in one giant leap. You did it through 1,000 small, quiet steps. You did it by refusing to quit on the days it was hardest to keep going. So don't chase intensity. Build consistency. Because intensity may make you shine for a moment, but consistency will make you unstoppable for a lifetime. You can believe in yourself all you want. You can dream the biggest dream. You can speak all the right affirmations. But if you never move your feet, that dream will stay locked in your imagination. Faith is the spark. Action is the fuel. Together, they light the fire that moves mountains. You can't build a bridge by staring at blueprints. You got to start hammering nails. You can't walk on water if you never step out of the boat. And you can't expect results if you never roll up your sleeves and do the work. Faith without action is like a car with no engine. It might look good, it might sound inspiring, but it's not going anywhere. And action without faith, that's running in circles, burning out before you ever find direction. You've got to believe it before you see it and then act like you already own it, because when faith fills your heart, your feet start moving and your mind starts creating. Doors begin to open, people show up, opportunities align, not by magic but by movement. Some folks are waiting for every step to make sense before they move, but life doesn't hand out roadmaps. It rewards travelers. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step, because when you move with faith, you'll find that each step lights up the next. There's a fire that comes when you act on what you believe. It's the moment you stop talking about what could be and start walking toward what will be. It's when your heart says, yes, I can, and your hands say, let's go. You see, the universe doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to faithful doing. Faith tells you what's possible. Action proves it. Faith gives you vision. Action brings it to life. And when you marry the two, you become unstoppable. Don't wait for confidence to show up. Create it through movement. Don't wait for a sign. Become one. Don't stand on the shore waiting for the tide. Step into the water and you'll see it rise around you. When faith and action walk hand in hand, fear has no place left to stand. And that's when results show up. Not because luck found you, but because you found the courage to start. So if you're holding a dream in your heart, don't just believe for it. Move for it. Because faith gives it wings, but action gives it flight. Let me tell you something straight from the heart. Discipline is the difference between wanting a better life and working for it. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants freedom, wealth, health, happiness. But only a few are willing to pay the price. And that price isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's waking up when the bed feels warm and your dream still feels far away. It's showing up when your mind says, not today. It's doing what's right even when no one's watching. Motivation may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning when the night gets cold. Because the truth is, feelings fade, but habits last. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be committed. You see, dreams don't vanish overnight. They die slowly in the hands of hesitation. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, that dream fades a little more. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you know it, you're watching someone else live the life you once planned. Discipline is the bridge between knowing and doing. It's what carries you across that gap, one step at a time. When excitement runs out and excuses start creeping in, you may not see results today, you may not feel progress tomorrow, but every disciplined act, every small unseen effort is stacking up behind the scenes, building strength, building momentum, building you. Think about the sculptor. Every swing of the hammer seems small, but each one shapes the masterpiece. You may not notice the change every day, but keep swinging, and one day you'll look up and realize you've carved greatness out of ordinary days. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's the muscle that makes success move, and just like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you master discipline, you stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop waiting for the right mood. You start leading yourself, because success doesn't follow desire, it follows direction. So if you want to rise higher, build the backbone to keep going when it's hard. Decide that quitting is not an option. Train your mind to obey your goals, not your moods, because discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about doing what matters most, even when it's uncomfortable. The dream is waiting on the other side of consistency, and discipline is the key that unlocks that door. You can have excuses, or you can have excellence, but you can't have both. And once you choose discipline,
You'll never have to chase motivation again. It will start chasing you. Every dream is born twice, first in your heart and then in your hands.
The first birth is in your imagination, where you see it, you feel it, you believe it. But that second birth, the one that turns a wish into a world changer, happens only when you start doing. The moment you move, the dream takes its first breath. The moment you act, it opens its eyes. The moment you start, the universe takes notice and says, they're serious now. You see, action is the language of belief. You can talk about your dream all day long. You can plan, journal, visualize, and analyze. But until your feet hit the ground, it's all just noise. The dream is waiting for you to move. Most people are sitting on gold mines, but they're too afraid to pick up the shovel. They're waiting for a sign, waiting for the fear to fade, waiting for everything to be perfect. But perfection is just procrastination in disguise. You don't need perfect steps. You just need steps, because motion creates clarity. When you move, you start learning. When you act, you start adjusting. You can't steer a ship that's tied to the dock. It's got to sail before it can find direction. The moment you take that first bold step, something shifts inside you. Your brain wakes up, your heart beats stronger, your faith grows louder than your fear. You stop wondering, what if it doesn't work? And start thinking, what if it does? The miracle doesn't happen when you wish for change. It happens when you work for it. The second you start, momentum joins the fight. Opportunities notice movement. Doors open for people who walk toward them. Don't underestimate that first small step, that first post, that first call, that first workout, that first idea. It might not look like much, but it's the seed that breaks the soil. It's the spark that starts the fire. Every success story you've ever heard began with one scared soul saying, "Let's go anyway." You can't experience the magic of your dream standing on the sidelines. The view only gets clear once you start climbing. And here's the truth. Once you start doing, the dream will start meeting you halfway. The right people show up, the right doors appear, the path unfolds one step at a time, but it only happens when you move. The dream is alive. It's waiting. It's watching. It's whispering. Just start, because the moment you take that first step, you breathe life into what was once just an idea. Stop waiting for the perfect time. This is the time. Stop doubting your readiness. You are ready enough to begin, because the dream doesn't need perfection. It needs a participant. When you start doing, you stop hoping and you start becoming. And that, my friend, is the moment your dream stops being a fantasy and starts becoming your reality. Here's a truth most people refuse to face. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you want to stay small, hang out with talkers. If you want to grow, surround yourself with doers. Talkers love to have big ideas. They'll tell you what they plan to do, what they hope to do, what they'll do someday. And you know what happens? Nothing. Nothing at all. They sit on the sidelines, shaking their heads at the winners, wondering why it's all so easy for someone else. But doers are different. Doers start. Doers act. They fall. They fail. They get up again and they keep moving. And when you spend time with people like that, their energy becomes contagious. Their courage inspires you. Their momentum pulls you forward. You can't soar with eagles if you're hanging out with turkeys. You can't reach your dreams if your friends are still standing in the shadows of their excuses. Success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you walk with. The people around you are either windows letting fresh opportunities and energy in, or walls blocking your view and weighing you down. Choose wisely. Every habit, every attitude, every action in their presence will rub off on you. And here's the kicker. Doers don't just talk about possibilities, they make them happen. They celebrate small wins, they keep learning, they keep growing, and they hold you accountable. They won't let you sit and wait for life to hand you something. They'll push you to take it. If you want to close the gap between knowing and doing, watch who you're standing next to. Are they making progress or just making excuses? Are they planting seeds or just talking about the garden? Surround yourself with people who act, people who do, people who inspire you to stop dreaming and start living, because the closer you walk with doers, the more unstoppable you become. Remember, dreams are contagious, but so is mediocrity. Choose the company that will lift you higher, push you further, and refuse to let you quit. The right people won't just cheer you on, they'll make sure you run toward your dream, and when you reach it, they'll celebrate with you. That's power. That's momentum. That's what separates talkers from winners. Here's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. Waiting for perfection is the fastest way to watch your dreams die. Too many people hold back, thinking everything has to be flawless before they can move. They wait for the right moment, the perfect plan, the exact feeling, the ideal circumstances, and all the while, life keeps moving and their dream slips further away. Let me tell you something. Perfection is a trap. It's an illusion. No one ever becomes successful by being perfect. Every great life, every business, every achievement was built on imperfect action, small, messy, courageous steps forward, day after day. That's what moves the needle. That's what turns a dream into reality. You've got to learn to celebrate progress. Every single step counts. Every phone call made, every page written, every extra effort put in. That's progress. Progress is the fuel that keeps you going when motivation runs dry. It's the proof that you're moving in the right direction, even if the end isn't in sight yet. Some people look at their goals, see how far they have to go, and give up. Don't be that person. Instead, look at how far you've already come and let that give you strength. Each step, each small victory, each lesson learned is a brick in the foundation of your dream. Remember, life isn't about instant results. It's about building momentum. Momentum is created when you keep going, even when it's hard. Momentum is fueled by celebrating every win, no matter how small, because each win proves that you're capable. Don't wait for the perfect moment to feel proud. Celebrate the effort. Celebrate the growth. Celebrate the courage it took to start. That celebration keeps your heart in the fight and your feet moving forward. And here's the secret. When you focus on progress instead of perfection, fear loses its grip, doubt shrinks, and excuses vanish. You start moving consistently. You start doing what you know you need to do. And the gap between knowing and doing, it starts closing step by step, action by action. So don't let your dreams die waiting for perfection. Start now, act now, take the next step, and celebrate it. Because progress isn't just progress, it's proof that your dream is alive and you are moving toward it. Every step forward is a victory. Every small action is a win. And when you learn to celebrate those wins, no dream is too big, no goal is too far, and no gap is too wide. Progress is power. Progress is momentum. Progress is your ticket to living the life you were born to live. Friends, here's the bottom line. Knowledge alone will never change your life. Dreams alone will never carry you across the finish line. Plans alone will never build your future. Everything you've learned, every lesson, every idea, every vision you've held in your heart, it all means nothing until you take the step you've been avoiding, the step you've been waiting for. The gap between knowing and doing is wide. It's dangerous, and it's where dreams go to die. And I'll tell you something. Every day you hesitate, that gap grows. Every day you wait for the perfect time, it stretches a little further. But here's the good news. You can close that gap today. Step out. Step out of fear. Step out of hesitation. Step out of the comfort zone that's keeping you small. Step out and put your foot on the path you've been dreaming about. Because the first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most powerful. That first step sparks momentum. That first step calls your dream to life. That first step tells the world, I am ready. I am committed. I am moving. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait until you feel ready. Because here's the truth. You will never feel completely ready. The only way to feel ready is to start. Action creates courage. Action creates clarity. Action transforms dreams into reality. You've got everything you need. The knowledge, the vision, the heart, the drive. But dreams don't work unless you do. So today, right now, take that step. Make the call. Write the page. Send the message. Put your idea into motion. Move your body. Move your mind. Move your life. Your dream is waiting for you on the other side of fear, hesitation, and doubt. But it won't wait forever. The only question is, will you step into it or will you let it slip through your fingers? Stand up. Step out. Start now. Because every moment you wait is a moment wasted. Every action you take brings you closer to the life you've imagined. And one day soon, you'll look back and say, that was the moment everything changed.